Hey y'all, this is my review for Porsha's Family Matters, and we're just gonna get right into it. So we left off last week on, we're not gonna get anywhere talking about a robe. Lauren has had it. She's diffusing the situation. She's like, if anybody says the word robe one more time, go home. So then you hear people making all types of side comments, like Dennis is saying, I still want my robe. And then Porsha's like, well, I ain't playing these games. Let me finish! Ha! Lauren is pissed. I mean, what happened to that Nam Yo Ho Ring Get Kyo? I guess it's not working. Lauren is saying we need to stop throwing blame and look at ourselves. Porsha then stands up and apologizes to the table for throwing out blame. I mean, she is the one that started this. Porsha says she just wants to know everyone's true intentions. And then you have Londi whispering to Dennis saying this needs to be like a whole private conversation. Porsha then stops talking because she can hear Londi talking to Dennis. Aunt Liz just says, that is really rude. Londi's like, I'm paying attention. Porsha's like, no, you're not. The tension is just so high at this table, and just to know that this is all over a robe is sad. It's sad. Please I want Aunt Liz to narrate this entire show now. The spiritual counselor is trying to maintain order. Then you see Aunt Liz saying she is lost in black people land. She's like, danger, danger, danger. Oh Lord, so they're passing around some thingamabob, and whoever holds it can start speaking and tell their intentions to the table. Her auntie did not just stand up and talk about feet. Really? What am I watching? We are just 3 minutes in, y'all. I'm sorry, I am enjoying this show. This is clownery. This woman is standing up getting emotional about her feet. As I grew up, people told me I have incredible Hulk feet. Like the Flintstones. Oh my goodness. And then she weirdly transitions from her feet then to talking about she came here to be closer with her daughter, who is Storm, sitting at the table. So apparently Porsha's aunt and her daughter Storm's relationship isn't the best right now. And just looking at Storm, it seems like, you know, she living life in the fast lane. She's giving Love and Hip Hop. Let's just say that. Yes, Aunt Liz. Like, she got the little thingamabob and she's like, I don't know why I'm here anymore. Who are y'all? Y'all not my family. I don't know you. And she's looking at the assistant or whatever. I don't know his name. And then you have Porsha's assistant there too. And she's right. There's no reason that they should be there. This is supposed to be a family trip. Everybody's mouths dropped. Aunt Liz, she is telling it like it is. Oh, that rhymes. Aunt Liz is telling it like it is. So Porsha is breaking it down for Aunt Liz, just explaining why these people are here. She's like, oh, well, he was my assistant and now he's my friend. This is Lauren's best friend. This is my circle. Okay. It's funny as hell, though. So Storm gets the stick, and instead of even talking about her mom, who just poured her heart out to her, saying that she wants to get closer to her daughter, she takes this opportunity to go after Londi by throwing shade at her. Dennis calls her out, and she's like, well, you don't got the stick, so I'm speaking. I feel like I already know who about to be fighting in that little brawl scene we saw in the preview. Because it looked, I don't know, I don't like her attitude. It looked like she need her ass whooped. And I hope Londi is the one to give it to her. So Dennis has the stick and he's talking, saying his intentions. And then I guess he brings up Storm's name and he's talking about, you know, truth and accountability. She interrupts him. It's getting real Love and Hip Hop. And she's addressing him like, you the older one. You the one supposed to be quiet. And then now they're arguing and she's like cussing like that in front of like elders. Like, I'm headed home to Houston tomorrow. I would never curse like that in front of my family. She already seems disrespectful to me. It's crazy that this show has me on Dennis's side. So Dennis has had enough of Storm in her mouth, so he gets up and he literally tells her, shut the fuck up. And the whole table's mouth dropped. Like, I get that he's annoyed, but he still is a grown-ass man telling a woman shut the fuck up, so I get it, even though she probably deserved it. But he storms out, and I don't think Porsha can care less. Lord, and then Mama Gina try to come back in and say something. There's like, nope, 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 we're not doing, nope, nope. He drags her back out, and they leave. Now, I will say, Lauren, because she's saying that he's not supposed to talk to anybody like that. Storm came at him reckless, okay? So, gotta be fair on this. Even though he is the more mature person, she was still talking to him kind of reckless too, and cursing in front of like people in their 60s and 50s, which is very disrespectful. So, I don't know, I wouldn't put all the blame on Dennis. And Simon is just quiet throughout all of this. He has not said a word. He's just spectating right now. Ooh, me and Aunt Liz, we see each other. She just said it. She don't have no respect for her elders. And she thinks Porsha is her elder. That's who she respects. So Storm storms out. And then Porsha goes after her. And I'm just wondering, why is she making this about her? Like, this ain't have nothing to do with her. Like, that's just like if Porsha's assistant, the guy at the table, inserts himself into this. Like, this really has nothing to do with Storm. I honestly think Storm respects Porsha more than her mom. So next scene, we're back in Londi and Lauren's suite, and it looks like Dennis then hightailed it into the assistant's room, the one with the braids. I don't know her name. And she got a full room. How did she get a full room? And they tried to put Dennis with them. Anywho, that's why Dennis moved into her room, because she has her own room to herself. Lauren is down bad. Listen to me. That's so New Orleans. Lauren is down bad for trying to patrol Dennis's actions. He's a grown-ass man. And then she tells Londi that this whole fight was Dennis's fault, and Londi's the only one sticking up for him. She's like, well, actually, it was Storm's fault, and she needed to shut the fuck up. And then, you know, Lauren was telling her, well, a grown man should never tell, like, a young girl to shut the fuck up. And she's like, okay, well, I was the one that should have told her to shut the fuck up. I like Londi. Okay. We found out from Londi that her and Storm have always butt heads, even since she was a teenager. So actually, it looks like the girls were in the assistant's room, and they were just talking to her, asking why she was moving out. So Dennis comes in, and this is now his room. So then once they leave, he gets on the bed and he's texting his potential work, as production calls her. She says, can't wait to see you. And then he responds, don't forget to wear something sexy. You know what? I don't even blame him, because I've messaged people the same thing. So next scene, we're with Porsha and Simon in their room. And Simon's just so cool, calm, and collected. I really don't dislike him. I mean, he's basically an opportunist. He hasn't done anything annoying or foul yet in my eyes, so I really don't mind him. Porsha, on the other hand, though, I mean, like I said in probably the first 3 of these videos, that this show does not paint her in a great light. Simon tells Porsha that he actually wants Dennis to stay and for them to all work on their co-parenting. Side note, I forgot to mention that I saw Lauren call Dennis her brother-in-law. I'm like, you got a new brother-in-law, sis. So as they're talking, Simon tells Porsha he just has one request from her. Just pack up Dennis's shit and give it to Dennis. And I'm glad Simon is being grown about it. There's no reason Porsha should still have Dennis's stuff. We see production asking Porsha, why haven't you given Dennis his things back? Particularly his robe. And she says, he ain't getting the robe back. He don't deserve the robe. It's his robe. And then I already knew. She admits to the producer that she wears the robe whenever she wants to be fabulous around the house. Now, Porsha, a Versace Baroque robe is $595 retail, $600. You can afford that. You really can. It is so petty. But in any case, I'm glad she agrees with Simon to give Dennis his things back. Now, I don't know about this advice, Simon. He tells Porsha that maybe he needs to tell Mama Gina to stay the fuck up out of her and Dennis's business. I don't think that's gonna work at all, especially for Mama Gina, especially to cuss her out. So now it's the next day, and we're just seeing a montage of what everyone's doing in the morning. We see that Porsha actually did bring her daughter on the trip. I'm guessing she's just staying with the nanny on the property. Next scene, we see Dennis and Simon having a one-on-one, and Porsha definitely has a type looking at these two. It looks like they're having a progressive conversation, and Dennis tells Simon that he's actually excited to get to know him. Dennis is still talking about that damn robe, and now he asks Simon to get the robe for him. Simon says if he runs into it, he'll make sure to give it to him. Lord, y'all, like, I'm tired of hearing about that robe. Is Versace, like, a sponsor on this show secretly? So Dennis takes this time to tell Simon that he has a significant other. I thought it was his work, but now it's his significant other? Okay. So he wants Simon to relay that information to Porsha that he's bringing a date because Porsha didn't want him to. I mean, so far watching this show, Porsha is in the wrong. Like, she should have no say over who Dennis brings on this trip, and she should give Dennis his things back. Next scene, we're with Lauren, her spiritual counselor, and they made a whole activity, like a meditation activity for everybody, but only half the people that came shows up. And Porsha isn't one of them. And Lauren says she's more hurt by this than angry. So they're all meditating in the circle right now. And production is on one right now. Like, they're talking about triggers and they're giving each person there like a flashback in their head. Fast forward. I gotta say, the irony of this show painting Dennis in a good light and not Porsha. It really is something. Because at least by Dennis showing up to this meditation, at least he's doing the work. So next scene, we're back with Londi and Lauren, and Londi is telling Lauren the tea that Dennis is bringing a girl. Then we cut to the girl, her name is Erica, and then producers put Dennis's work right underneath her name. And she's meeting Dennis in the lobby. Then we see Lauren saying Porsha is going to flip out. Porsha has no reason to flip out because she's there with her fiance. And she's happy. She shouldn't give a fuck who Dennis brings. So now they're deciding whether they should tell her or not because they're afraid of that creating even more drama than what there already is. So next scene, we see everybody on the trip getting into the bus. It looks like they're headed to something called the cenote. Is it a river? Is it a land site? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. Dennis wanted to bring his work with him, but Lauren said no. Okay, so now I no longer feel bad about not knowing what the cenote is because it looks like nobody there knows what it is either. And according to Storm, it's called the C note. So a cenote is a sinkhole. So that's the activity for the day. So they get to the cenote, and I'm looking at it, and it reminds me of something I went to in Jamaica. I forgot what they call it. I think it was the Deep Blue, or what was it? It was the Deep Blue something. It looks just like this. Lord, here go Lauren on her Namyo Renge Kyo shit. Girl, let people have fun. I get that she's trying to do the whole meditation and yoga thing as a career, but it looks like it's becoming a buzzkill on this trip. So they have a guy telling them about the cenote, and he's saying that it's 65 meters. Dennis is asking, how deep is that? The own guy don't even know how many feet that is. He says 42 feet, and then production corrects him. 65 meters is 212 feet. I don't know, this site's starting to look a little sketch. This is just like local people trying to scam tourists or something. Here she go again with the meditation. But before we get into the water, we should do a meditation. Wait a minute. So they're about to jump into that water, but all the women there have on full faces. I'm guessing because they know they're going to be on TV. What's the point of that? Just curious. This is very awkward. So Porsha's aunt, again, is having a moment. And she says that, you know, she apologized to her daughter for not being there. And it looks like they hardly have a relationship. Like, Storm looks like she's closer to Porsha than her own mom. And her mom just asked to hug her. She's like, I'm not really a hugger. When she just hugged Porsha like a few scenes back. This is strange. Wait, what is going on? So now she hugs Storm and then she starts screaming, crying. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a show. Everyone is uncomfortable. Everybody. She's hollering for Jesus now. Is she doing this for the cameras? She has to be doing this for the cameras. Like, no one knows whether to be like laughing or really concerned. All right, so now it's Aunt Liz's turn to have a moment, and she's talking about all the ghosts from the civil rights movement and releasing them, all before they jump into a sinkhole. It's Mama Gina's turn, and now she's just asking for forgiveness once they're passing the stick around. Can they just jump into the water, please? please? Wow, Porsha really does not care for Mama Gina. After Mama Gina just started pouring her heart out, Porsha just rolled her eyes. So then it's Porsha's turn to take the stick, and she calls out Mama Gina for the lunch that they had. She says she's not at a place of forgiveness yet. She's not ready. And that's it. Okay, well. Mama Gina says in her confessional, it's okay that Porsha isn't receptive. She's doing this for herself. Ooh, and a nice little plot twist. So Lauren gets the stick, and she says that she's still holding animosity towards Porsha about their joint business. And I was talking to Alex on Pop Roast, and he called it. He said that Lauren still feels a kind of way about Porsha, and you can definitely see it. And Lauren says in her confession that she quit working for Porsha for or with. I'm pretty sure it was for. But she said that she wasn't appreciated. She was undervalued. Of course, we see Porsha in the confessional saying that she doesn't see it that way. She sees it as Lauren wasn't happy where she was in her life, and now she's taking it out on Porsha. Porsha then says, when she made me like the big bad person and knocking me down, that somehow empowered her. Damn! So they all finally jump in that damn sinkhole, and literally that's where the scene ends. So next scene is later on in the evening, and I'm guessing they're all gathering for dinner. So as everyone is gathering for dinner at the table, we notice 2 spots missing, and Dennis is not there. Mama Gina says Dennis had other plans tonight. So then Lauren takes Porsha to the side and tells her that Dennis brought a date, and she is at the resort. And it looks like Porsha is not happy by it, looking at the expression on her face. So as Porsha's away from the table, you have other people asking Mama Gina, where's Dennis? And Mama Gina just gleefully, with her Grinch smile, says, well, Dennis has a guest. Thankfully, Dennis is not coming to this dinner with his guest or his work or his significant other, whatever he calls her. And Mama Gina says it's because it's her birthday, so he's taking her out. We see Porsha and Lauren still talking, and now they're talking about Mama Gina, and Porsha's saying how toxic she is, and how she accused her of cheating on Dennis, and saying that her mom told her that, which Porsha says is a fucking lie. And Porsha thinks that Mama Gina should apologize for it and was expecting an apology when they were at the sinkhole. We see Lauren in her confessional saying that Porsha's anger is at Dennis's mom right now when she's actually mad that Dennis brought a date. Now, I wish she could have called Porsha out then and there right now, but of course she's not going to do that. Ooh, Porsha is mad. Ooh, you're so angry. So Porsha then sits at the table and starts to text Mama Gina and tells her that Dennis brought a date. We see Mama Gina got the text, and I mean, she is smiling very hard. Oh, Porsha, 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 Porsha. Like, really, like she has more growing to do. And her own spinoff has showed us all this. So Lauren announces to the table that her spiritual counselor is leaving, and now she's going to bring in a life coach to help everybody. Lauren is doing the most right now. She needs to relax. So the conversation at the table then leads to Storm talking about like her relationship for some reason, how it was toxic and it was abusive and she was scared to be around that person. And then it looks like Londi takes this time to confront Storm in front of everybody about why did she get up at the table at her the last night. And Storm immediately calls her out saying, oh, so you're going to use this time, as I'm talking about my abuse, to highlight our fight the other night. That's what you're doing. So now it's getting back and forth. Lauren's trying to calm everything down, and she wants Londi to apologize to Storm. And Londi was like, nah, I'm not. I do think that Londi picked the wrong time to address Storm in this moment in front of everybody. She could have took her to the side. Being that Storm is an immature child with lack of communication skills, Londi should know better. So as Storm is talking, we see Porsha's assistant asking Lauren, like, how could Storm be upset about getting into a physical altercation when the last night she was threatening to beat up somebody? So now Porsha jumps in because they're interrupting Storm, and she curses them out. She's like, something is going on the other end, the other fucking side of the table, and now everyone's going back and forth again. Londi is very annoyed at Porsha for taking Storm's side just immediately. So now Storm and Londi are going back and forth, and each are not letting the other speak. I mean, I see Storm was brought in because she's clearly a hothead. That poor spiritual counselor, I bet she can't wait to get the fuck out of Mexico around these M words. Like, she's like, nam ho, whatever the fuck that means. Wow, they really squashed that argument really quickly. And now they just all smiling and laughing. And that's where the episode ends. Again, this was another entertaining episode. Just a lot of WTF moments. I don't know, I'm not caring for Storm too much. Like, she's just like a little spoiled brat who's up under Porsha. And Porsha has a lot of growing to do herself. And it looks like this young girl idolizes Porsha instead of her own mom, whatever's going on there. I kind of want to see Londi put Storm in her place, because just looking back at it, I think I do see what Londi's talking about. Like, you talking about, you know, being abused or whatever, but you're the first to stand up to beat somebody up. So I get that point from Londi. But yeah, y'all, I am in. This is episode 4. I think we have 2 more episodes to go. I'm enjoying Porsha's Family Matters, surprisingly. And I'm glad to review it. Please let me know whose side y'all on, Londi or Storm. I also want to hear what y'all say about Dennis too, because the irony of this whole show is portraying Dennis in a better light than Porsha herself, which is hilarious. Anywho, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for Salt Lake City. Bye.